The year is 1945. Berlin, the heart of the Third Reich, is a smoldering ruin. The final days of World War II in Europe play out in a storm of fire and steel. Deep beneath the rubble, in the Führerbunker, Adolf Hitler supposedly takes his own life. The official narrative was swift: the dictator was dead, his body hastily cremated. But in the fog of war, truth is often the first casualty. What if the accepted history isn't the whole story? Almost immediately, rumors began to swirl, claiming Hitler had orchestrated a masterful escape. They pointed to a network of secret routes, the so-called rat lines, and a fleet of U-boats making clandestine journeys across the Atlantic. The destination, a remote haven thousands of miles away in the wilds of Patagonia, Argentina. The Soviets, first to reach the bunker, announced they had found Hitler's remains. Yet the physical evidence was immediately classified, locked away from Western eyes for decades, creating a vacuum of information where doubt could take root. Decades later, when a key piece of that evidence, a skull fragment with a bullet hole, was finally subjected to DNA analysis, the results were explosive. The skull didn't belong to Adolf Hitler, it wasn't even male, it belonged to an unidentified woman. This stunning revelation blew the official account wide open, reigniting the question that has haunted historians for over 75 years. What really happened to Adolf Hitler? The official narrative of Hitler's death has always been shadowed by doubt. For many, the story doesn't end in the Berlin bunker but begins on a journey south. They point to the rat lines, incredibly sophisticated escape networks established by Nazi sympathizers. These weren't just back channels, they were well-funded, clandestine highways operated with help from powerful figures, whisking high-ranking Nazis away from justice to sympathetic regimes in South America, particularly Argentina. This theory gained startling credibility when, months after the war, two German U-boats, U-530 and U-977, mysteriously surrendered in Mar del Plata. Their crews were evasive, their logbooks missing, and their long journey unexplained. The immediate question was, who had they transported? The suspicion that they delivered a high-value passenger to a secret Argentine shore has never faded. This wasn't just fringe speculation. Declassified FBI files revealed the Bureau took these possibilities seriously. For years, agents documented and investigated hundreds of alleged Hitler sightings across Argentina. Memos detailed encounters with a man matching Hitler's description living in secluded, heavily guarded compounds, showing the agency was deeply concerned. One of the most compelling accounts came from a maid on an isolated estate. She swore she met an older German man with piercing eyes and a familiar mustache. Years later, when shown photographs, she claimed that was Adolf Hitler. Her story wasn't unique. Local nurses recalled a guarded German patient, always accompanied by mysterious men, treated under extreme secrecy. These accounts paint a consistent, haunting picture. Where these U-boats had been during those missing months remains a mystery. Fueling speculation, they delivered VIP passengers to secret drop-off points. Mainstream historians argue there's no concrete proof. Only rumors, unreliable testimony, and circumstantial evidence. Still, the stories persist in this remote wilderness. Did Adolf Hitler, the architect of unimaginable horror, truly die in his Berlin bunker? Or did he execute one final audacious escape, living out his days in the remote landscapes of Argentina under an assumed identity? The theory is persistent, supported by alleged sightings and declassified FBI documents detailing potential escape routes. Yet, the overwhelming consensus of historians points to suicide. They cite forensic evidence including dental records confirmed by his assistants and the corroborated testimony of those present during his final hours. For them, the case is closed. But for some, nagging inconsistencies leave the door of possibility ajar. Until every classified file in every government archive is unsealed and scrutinized, a definitive, irrefutable answer may remain just beyond our grasp. So, what do you believe? Was it a desperate end in a concrete tomb, or the ultimate disappearing act? Join the debate in the comments below. Share your theories, challenge the evidence, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell as we continue to unearth history's most compelling secrets.